Okay, so we're going to take a look at the tenancy record section. This is the page that you'll come to from one of two sections. You will either have accepted an application from a tenant and you'll have got that double confirmation from them that they're definitely happy to proceed, or you'll have come to this point at which you receive a completed reference back from Let's Safe saying that everything's okay, and then you can click Create Tenancy Record and it brings you to this section. So here you obviously put in the main details, pop in the rent due date, the agreed rent, agreed deposit, and who you're planning to register the deposit with. Pop in the inspection date as well. I usually do inspections about 3 months after a tenant first moves in, and then I do them every 6 months to 8 months thereafter. And put in your contract start date and the lease expiry date as well. This is the section as well that if you want to scan in and store anything like a signed copy of the tenancy agreement, or maybe the check-in report, or any inventory, things like that, you can obviously have digital copies of them and upload them all here. The plan eventually is that we will use this information to do digital signing for contracts as well, so it will speed up the process a little bit more. So once you've filled in all the information, you can click Save, and then you'll be able to access everything from the My Tenancies section on there. Once the tenant eventually comes to move out, you'd come back into this tenancy record and you'd just be able to click End Tenancy, and that would then expire it, and then you can still message the tenant and sort out any deposit arrangements. So if I just click back here, you can see the main overview on that tenancy. So you can see the agreed rent, agreed deposits, rent due date and the inspection date, along with the lease expiry. So if you're not happy with anything on the tenancy, you can obviously just delete it and you can create the new tenancy record. The tenant gets a notification that you've set this up. So once you've done it, they'll receive an email saying that their tenancy is now available on PreKey. They can then sign into PreKey as well, and they will also be able to see things like when their rent due date is and the agreed rent, deposit, and their inspection dates as well. So it just keeps them in the loop a bit more, and you can obviously message them directly from here too. Just a note on the tenancies: once you've got this set up, if you have connected a fixed flow maintenance account as well, that just enables your tenants to report jobs directly through to you, the tenant will have a maintenance tab appear in their dashboard at the point at which this tenancy has been created, so it's really useful. Anyway, so while you've got a tenant in the property, it will appear under the active section, and then, as I mentioned earlier on, if you click End Tenancy, you can get to that just by clicking on the Edit button. Click End Tenancy, go down and just save that. You'll then see it appears in the expired tenancies section, and like I mentioned, you can still send a message to the tenant and that conversation thread is recorded, so that if you do need to send anything to one of the deposit schemes to prove your point in order to reclaim some money from the deposit, you can still do that even though you've ended the tenancy. Anyway, that's everything on that section. Thanks for watching, and check out some of the other videos. Thank you.